Well, we're back here at the Screen Actors Guild with Ellar Coltrane, one of the most talked about actors of the year. You aged. We watched you grow up in the movie Boyhood, which must be a weird experience.
Over 12 years. What was that like?
It was incredible. I mean, to have that much time to think about, an art project is really a gift.
Do you ever feel that looking at that, you have something that most people don't have, which is a document of your entire childhood and adolescence? That's a strange thing to have, and obviously also people approach you all the time and feel as if they grew up with you. But there was a lot of time in between there where you were not on camera. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like to go back and forth as an actor, make those, go back to your normal life as a kid and then make this movie?
Well, I mean, it was, I don't know, I mean, it never felt like much of this shift. Richard conducted things very gradually, so there was a lot of time, leading up to the shoot where we would, kind of build the character. So it was always pretty seamless.
And when Richard
get back to the script,
Now, when Richard Linklater comes to you and says, "I want to shoot this film with you," over 12 years, what are you thinking?
I was 6, so.
You weren't thinking. Your parents were thinking
call
for you.
my agent. You didn't do
Right.
that when you were 6?
No. I mean, I was excited. I mean, I knew who Richard was. I had seen some of his movies, and I was excited. But the idea of 12 years is not really something you can understand when you're 6. So I don't know exactly what I thought about that.
Did it kind of
abstractly? 12 years, but.
And every time you would come back, as you watch the film, how much preparation did you have? You didn't necessarily know what actors would be joining you again, or did you have a sense far in advance that the situation would change? Somebody who was playing your stepfather would not be there. How did that all work? How did you prepare in between?
I mean, Richard would usually tell me at the end of each shoot, an idea of what would be going on the next year, and then we live in the same town, so we would meet up, several times throughout the year and just kind of compare. Talk about what was going on in the script and what was going on in my life and how those two might relate. So I was always pretty, I knew where we were.
You knew where you were headed in the scenes, and a lot of it obviously was on the page, but there's an amazing amount of chemistry between you and Lorelei and everybody in the movie. You actually seem like you're related. Did you see each other socially outside of filming? Did you?
Not a lot, I mean, I would like I said, I would see Richard fairly often, and obviously Lorelei is his daughter, so I would see her sometimes as well. But no, I mean, I think it's just. It was a very familial kind of environment that Richard created on the set, and also, like I said, there was a long process of kind of creating the dialogue and using experiences that we had with our own families, and building all of that up to create that kind of natural, kind of friendliness.
Well, it worked, obviously, and it's an amazing film. And you're on the cover of Entertainment Weekly with your different stages of who you are, which is great.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy your night. Wonderful work.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.